So now we have here word from ISIS, which U.S. officials have yet to actually confirm, claiming that, in fact, Jordanian airstrikes have killed this unnamed 26-year-old American. If you can, have you heard anything from your post there in northern Iraq? We know that in recent days, obviously, Jordan was stepping up its airstrikes, its air campaign against ISIS in the wake of the death of that Jordanian pilot.
Yeah, we have heard nothing on the ground that would confirm this information, and we need to be extremely cautious with it, because all we can say for sure at the moment is that ISIS is claiming that this female American hostage was killed in an airstrike earlier today that they say was carried out by the Jordanians, and they are also saying that in that airstrike none of their fighters were killed. Beyond that, we cannot confirm anything at this point, and of course we don't know whether that information is true. What we can say is that it's long been thought that ISIS is holding one female American hostage. Last month, a White House staffer actually gave her first name to the media, but we're not using that out of respect for her family and because we're still trying to confirm this information.
And one of the things also, I think you're referring to White House Chief of Staff Dennis McDonough, who in an interview not only said her name, but also used the plural when talking about our hostages, Holly. I wonder, do we know, in fact, whether or not ISIS could be holding additional American hostages?
No, we don't. I mean, that has been the conventional wisdom for some time now, that they only have one American hostage left. And you'll remember, of course, that there were three other male American hostages, James Foley, Stephen Sotloff, and Peter Kassig, who were all publicly executed by ISIS.
What do you think the impetus would be here if ISIS, in fact, carried this out? Because a lot of people right now are, of course, pointing to what happened with that suicide bomber. In some way, if this is, in fact, proved to be ISIS, could it be revenge?
Well, I think ISIS is very clearly trying to play some games with the international community. First of all, we had the demand for the $200 million ransom for the two Japanese hostages, the first time that they had publicly asked for ransom money. Then they executed one of the Japanese hostages and changed their tune entirely. They said, we don't want any money. What we want is the release of a hostage in Jordan. Jordan said, we will release our female prisoner, who was a failed female suicide bomber, but only if you release our Jordanian pilot. ISIS did not do that and instead released a horrific video showing the execution of that pilot by burning him to death. Now we have them saying, as a result of this Jordanian airstrike, which was very much carried out in revenge for the death of the pilot, you've actually killed this American hostage. So I think this needs to be treated with a great deal of skepticism, and we need to understand that ISIS is very clearly, as I say, trying to play games with the international community.